folks, welcome home. Another episode of Cheap Talkin Wine here at the Mighty Shakers, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Our old friend of the house, Evan, is here to sit in today for the Shakerettes, who apparently had a night last night for Valentine's Day. So, Evan, we got a couple of wines that you picked out, some of your personal favorites here at the bar. And we're going to do like a couple of whites and a couple of reds. How equitable. Why not? World is equitable.
So, you've invited me a couple of times here to talk about wines, to Steve Blacktail.
Indeed.
Which I love doing. It's one of my hobbies. And I wanted to say that the goal of talking about wines and introducing wines is not to enforce your own taste to somebody, but to allow the person who comes to wines for the first time to be able to describe what he wants. So he can go to the store and say, hey, I would like a wine that has X, Y, Z characteristics.
And it's going to pair up with X, Y, Z things.
Precisely, of course, precisely. And as we all know, from the kind of foods we like, we hated as kids and we now love, tastes evolve, palates evolve, and the more you try something, the more you hone in your taste.
Well, that's talking about the evolution of things. The reality is, as we get into this program, we're going to evolve quite a bit and just talk about things anyway. Oh, but let's start us up. So what's our first one going to be?
Okay, I picked up one of the Chablis. Chablis, of course, being a Chardonnay, but it's a very French Chardonnay, and it's from the northern part of France, the most northern part of Burgundy, actually. And they say that the Chardonnays that grow there are slightly different than the rest of the Chardonnays. That's what they say. So these are the French Chardonnays. These are done the Chablis way, very crispy, no oak.
Very austere by comparison.
Yeah,
right?
very austere, very crispy, lots of citrus usually. And I love Chablis, so let's start with the Chablis.
Lovely coloration.
And this is, of course, Jean Moreau, which is considered one of the Chablis of the Chablis. He's considered like the quintessential Chablis.
Hard not to like this. It's light, it's bright, it's walkable.
It's because it's very crisp. It's easy matched with food. It doesn't have any any strong aromas that conflict with the food. I think
shellfish, sand shellfish. Right?
Perfect.
Yeah.
Crispiness. Yeah.
Cheers.
Oysters that you often serve.
Oysters.
Yeah, this is one of my go-to white wines here.
It's hard not to like this wine.
Yeah, tell them that.
So not much in the way of legs. I mean, generally you don't find that with lighter whites anyway, but it really, we've been talking about mouthfeel quite a bit. This really is very light on your palate, and nothing quaint about this at all. It's just a great little wine.
It has a touch of little, I would say a little umami, a little bitterness and a little umami in the background, as far as taste notes.
I get like a lavender on the front.
Definitely, lots of flowers. Yeah. Lots of flowers. I would even say maybe a little honeysuckle.
I wouldn't disagree with that. And the beautiful thing, one of the beautiful things about the way the French construct the wines is that you think about the vast amount of movement in the U.S. for things like, I don't know, so many of the very sweet wines, Moscatos, things like that. And this has a little touch of sweetness, but it is a dry sweetness to it. And it's not one of those Americanized things. This is just so nice.
And the Chablis, Chablis being in the north of Burgundy, they have more acidity than warmer weathers. But this acidity is not an annoying acidity. It blends perfectly with the taste of wine. It's almost the kind of acidity that you request for certain kind of foods.
I agree. So again, mussels, something like that, shellfish. There's almost a quality similar to a Pinot Grigio. Of course, they've got a cousin kind of situation between them anyway. But I think this is just so much nicer and crisper. I'm a huge fan of this, so you too should be.
And this is not something that the average American drinker will recognize as Chardonnay, because in the U.S. we've learned to the water
Performance.
To recognize Chardonnay, the ultra oaky, buttery American.
Well, speaking of that, your next choice.
And that's exactly why I have the typical American Chardonnay from it's from Katherine Vineyards, which are Central California. And again, this will go completely different. We go in a warmer weather Chardonnay with a little oats.
So just the way that the American wine critic looks at things, that they would look at Chardonnays like this bigger, oaky, buttery thing. And the euphemism that they use in the wine industry, this is a panty dropper, because this appeals specifically to women that could be in their mid-30s, maybe mid-40s. And this is that wine that they will just get together with the other girls and drink tons of, and then they're obviously in a very happy state of mind in so many ways. So, I'm not making this up, it just is what it is. And here we are, even looking at as we swirl this guy around, it's got a completely different look to it.
It's a little darker.
A little darker, a little heavier, right? So the way it's rolling. And that is a big part of the, again, that oaky kind of press that takes place here, and that whole buttery composition. Yeah. So, well, cheers. Cheers.
Yeah, you can taste a little bit of the secondary lacto fermentation in this. I don't. Do you feel it?
Well, there's no question about that. So the presence in your tongue is much different than that. And it's not cloying, but it's much heavier, it's more viscous in a way, without being sweet. So maybe the Chardonnay should be sebaceous than
this is a lovely Chardonnay too, but it's a completely different school from that one.
Yep. So again, between the two, I'd much prefer the Chablis, especially on a warmer, sunny day out on a deck or rooftop here at Shakers. But I can certainly see a reason to have this thing in your arsenal as well. So not knowing who's going to come to your house someday, you definitely should have some Chardonnay chilled and waiting. And I thought about chilling as well. So here at Shakers, we have a separate wine cabinet for the whites and champagnes, and a separate cabinet for reds. So we're keeping things here at about 55 degrees or so for the whites. And we're about maybe 10 degrees warmer for the reds as well. And we're using different temperatures because the different characteristics that you want to mute, these things you want to accelerate, and the temperature kind of works along with that. And the same way to say that, especially in America, people like to have their beers ice flipping cold because they don't want to taste the beer, right? Except for maybe some craft beers. But by and large, historically, people want incredibly cold beers, dulls the palate, and then swoosh their disc down.
Well, one way to improve a bad wine is chill it.
Absolutely, absolutely. And this is not a bad wine. This is a very nice wine.
This is a delightful wine, and this temperature is perfect.
Yeah, and Cambria doesn't.
This temperature is perfect. It came out from the fridge maybe half an hour ago, so this is perfect.
Yep. So Cambria does a great job with all the wines, and they really take a lot of care in what they're doing. And we're proud care of this Shakers, actually, both of these. So just the way it swishes around here, it's just obviously it's got a more weight to it than the Chablis did. And you can tell that just by the action. So where's the Chablis? I thought really works well with seafood. This would as well, but this also says pasta dishes to me. It says rice dishes. So risotto, something like that, I think would be marvelous with this.
Risotto would be perfect.
Polentas with this.
Yeah, starchy foods. Simple pasta, starchy foods.
Sure. Fettuccine with Alfredo sauce. This would be great with that.
Simple white sauces would be perfect.
So I think either one of these will work very well for Brooke or videographer. I think she sways this way, but we'll find something at some point she'll like even more, I'm sure.
Well, Brooke is supposed to taste everything you have.
Well, she'll catch up. Someone's got to man that camera.
Yeah.
Now, you notice that when we taste wine, we drink water. Hydration support.
Vibration.
All right, red's next.
Red's next. You want to try? You want to start with the Malbec or with the Merlot? Start with the Malbec first.
Okay, why not? I mean, they're both classic Bordeaux styles. You're driving the bus belt. You tell me.
I would do Malbec because I have hopes for this Merlot, and I want to leave it for me. But
Then let's go ahead and open up that Merlot so we can easily.
I did. I have it. I opened it. I'm going to remove the cork.
Yep.
I have it really.
Sure. Just like with your dates, breathing is a good thing. So, what's your wine breathe?
It's recommended. Okay, so this is the Show Malbec. This is again one of the big hits in the bar here. People love it. It's a very drinkable red wine. It's not too acidic, not too stringent, not too tannic. Perfect. A hint of sweetness. It's a very drinkable wine.
Very well mannered. I agree with you. So we had the Valentine's dinner last night. We get beef Wellington with that. This wine paired so nicely with that. Unfortunately, they're going to be phasing this out of the American marketplace. I can't quite determine why. Their sales are really good. Certainly, sales here are great for all Malbecs. And we do have an upcoming journey to Argentina as well, but I'll be in search of this and others. So as we swirl this little guy around, make just the depth of the color is extraordinary.
This is
So not like the purple from like a Beaujolais or something, but it's just not a garnet either. It's just beautiful looking.
yeah. Frankly, Beaujolais are hyped up. Beaujolais is what I like to call the French Coca-Cola.
Lucky French. So pronounced cherry block flavor going on here.
Definitely cherry, definitely some berries. I'd even go and say that it has some of that French, which has been described as the barnyard feel, that
No, not like a Chateau just a pop.
no. We're not going there. But it medium tannic, very drinkable, great wine to have by the glass in the bar. If you don't
Any
want
red meat, man, it could be from meatballs to tenderloin, could be anything whatsoever.
Your meatballs, especially because they have a little hint of spiciness, that would be great with them.
And again, as a cigar smoker, this pairs nicely with cigars too. Some wines don't. I think this supports it perfectly.
I would say that I would rather not smoke a cigar with white wines because they get a little bit overpowered.
I agree.
But this, as you say, it's strong enough to survive the cigars.
Cheers. Yeah, this is velvety, isn't it?
I like it. I'm glad I picked it. Are you happy with my selection so far?
Absolutely. Good picks, good picks.
Which is your selection.
Yeah, well.
It's my selection out of your selection.
Unfortunately, I'm going to put this away.
You ready for the Merlot?
I am. We have a cooking segment to do anyway, so I want to be semi-up on it.
You wash it?
Well, no, pass that. I just generally don't do that with reds.
Yeah. You're afraid that the water,
Over the shoulder.
the water will.
There you go.
So here we go on the Toad Hall.
So,
The Toad Hall has been surprisingly very well received. It has a 92 by 160, which for a wine for Merlot, much maligned Merlot, which I love.
Merlots were doing so well until what was like 2005, right?
Yeah,
And then sideways came
that
out
stupid
and-
movie.
That stupid movie.
It was a great movie, but just because one opinionated person said something doesn't mean that you have to take it.
This was in the Merlot industry for 10 years after that. Now it's still coming back.
And this again is Sonoma. It's one of the best styles.
Yep.
And very, very, very well received by critics.
In many ways, I prefer Sonoma for that. So it's that second child or something that doesn't get the same renown, yet extraordinary.
And Sonoma being closer to the water also brings that freshness of the Pacific, which you taste in the wine.
Great estates there, like Milwaukee Punch, for example. Just exquisite things. There are Copper Cellars, all sorts of phenomenal wines that you might have a tough time finding in the West, but are so versatile.
Oh, don't tell me. Don't start me about what I can find in the West.
Deep, dark, beautiful. Cheers, absolutely.
Yeah, this is yeah. So was I right to keep it for last?
Oh wow. So the lovely fruit touch that we had with the Malbec is so intensified with this. It's just deep and dark. Mature fruit. We'd say this is mature fruit.
Definitely berries. Lots of blackberries, even a little leather, I'd say. A little smokiness and leather. Oh, this is a great one.
And even oddly enough with Merlot, because you think it's more of a Cabernet quality, but there's even a touch of tobacco that's going on here as well.
I talked about it, and a touch of vanilla,
I'll
surprising.
give you that. On the front side, I can say some eucalyptus in here.
Peppery. Yeah.
Definitely peppery. Well, that's our quickie little segment today on Cheap Talkin Wine. So I hope you enjoyed that. And any questions, of course, send those right along to shakersmilwaukee@gmail.com. One fine day, perhaps you can join us here, and/or you can taste along at home and tell us what you thought about these. But
Or come to one of those special wine dinners.
those special wine dinners, or the dinners for women only. Next thing is for the National Day for Women, which takes place on the 8th of March. Folks, thanks for tuning in, and be good to yourselves. Keep you love, and cheers.